It's time for another installment of the basics, and on today's show I'm switching over to the X-Files CCG again because I want to talk about a certain type of deck building issue that always seems to pop up in this game, and that is in regards to the different types of event cards that you can choose to put in your deck. So let me get started to show you what I'm talking about. Now, because the X-Files CCG is way more complex than most CCGs, and the fact that it's an investigative CCG, you run into much bigger issues when you're building a deck. Decks have to be thought out very far in advance, and this is more specific to event cards in the game, which I've touched on in previous episodes, but in relation to building a deck, you need to ask yourself questions like, what are the events I'm putting in my deck going to do, and what are they going to do for me? Am I going to target my opponent's witnesses? Am I going to target his agents? Am I going to target skill checks? So you have cards like Improved Channel and Smokescreen. This deals with skill checks, either bureaucracy or investigation or whatnot. Do you want to waste time making skill checks while you're playing? Do you want to have cards like Lula Phillips and or Trap? And these cards go after adversaries and they target agents, sending them to the hospital or making your opponent's agent do a skill check while in the hospital. You have cards like Relentless Pursuit. Play to prevent the opposing player from drawing cards after the player has paid. So do you want to target your opponent by making him draw even more cards? Cards like Rejuvenating Caves and The Autopsy. Do you want to start messing with witnesses? Take a witness from your discard pile and place it in your hand. It also makes you do a medical skill check. Rejuvenating Caves really messes up things. This goes after an X-File card and starts adding tokens. Do you want to start adding tokens in the game and getting really confusing? Cards like Crop Circles and Government Arrest Suspects that deal with alien investigation skill checks. Medical treatment, written reports, these all help your opponents whether or not they're in the hospital or on the field. You can heal them quicker, you can get them out there faster. Then you have cards like X-Files Research, In-Service Training, and Expert Briefing. These play on your agents in the bureau. The agency, well, your opponent's agents, sorry. Those agents get taken out of play for a period of time. Do you want to do that? Do you want to hamper your opponent's investigation by getting rid of some of his agents temporarily? Yeah, it seems like a lot to take in, and these are some of the huge issues, never mind trying to figure out the applicable equipment and or adversaries that go hand in hand with the agents that you've chosen for your deck. But event cards are some of the biggest issues that can cause people a lot of frustration when they're building a deck. So you have to target certain areas of the game with these event cards and doing what I've showed you with those certain cards that target said events. Now, that being said, are you going to have bigger issues in other aspects of building a deck for the X-Files CCG? You bet. One of the biggest problems I've had over the years when I used to play more often was selecting the right agents, because I had to go through all of their skills and figure out what was the best fit for what I was trying to do. Equipment, and a huge one for me was always sites, because I wanted to have the right type of sites to be investigated to move the game along as quickly as possible. That also being said, events are the most painful, but by no means the only problem you're going to run into when building a deck in the X-Files CCG. That's all for today. Have a great day, everybody.